The following is a presentation of Project Independence and WCWP. Project Independence is the Aging in Place initiative of the town of North Hempstead.
Welcome to Project Independence and You.
Good morning and welcome to Community Talk Radio. This is Project Independence and You on LIU Public Radio. I'm your host and producer, Kristina Lou. I got my last name wrong. It's been a while here. And I'm with my co-host, Otto.
Out of practice.
I know. I haven't said my last name in so long. Otto, of course, is longtime volunteer, supporter, friend, and just all around the best PI member.
Thank you so much.
Well, Otto, I am so glad we are back. We had quite a break after the holidays, so we're in a whole new year. We left, it was 2025. We are in 2026 now, and almost on with January, which I don't even know how that's possible. So
yeah, that didn't take long enough.
I know, it's just it's wild. Time's really going too fast. So I'm trying to, in 2026, really just slow down, be present in each day. But
that's kind of why, like, what we preach all the time is take in the moment, because that's really what you've got. Literally. And it goes fast.
And I've been taking I'm constantly running around the house yelling at different family members to be present. So, that's my 2026 so far. I hope everyone's 2026 is off to a good start. If you are listening to us live, of course, there's snow in the forecast. So hopefully everyone is preparing. I'd like, make sure you have all of your stuff. The worst thing to do is to not be prepared. So that is.
I'll be prepared.
Well, I think obviously, number one, have like food that you're able to, sustain, and then, of course, it's the canned food, God forbid we run out of power, it's those kind of things. And I also think it's like just pre-planning, right? As this morning I check our SR system, and it's, a lot of people asking about snow removal, and they're very concerned about, what to do. But, we say to everyone, you have to prepare to this. A lot of times, unfortunately, we're not in a time where there's kids necessarily walking around with their snow shovels and whatnot. So to ask, call your local hardware store, or speak to your landscape company or a neighbor. That's Otto and I were talking this morning about that, and he was fortunate to have neighbors who assist. And I know on my own block as well, a lot of people will pitch in for things.
Well, so, people who have snow plow or
blowers, yes,
will usually help, but not always.
Yeah,
but I happen to be fortunate. Yeah, and the people that are around me do help, and that's
I know. And I will share a fun little story that happened. The last snow that we had obviously wasn't as bad as this. My husband works for a school district, so he's always working at the schools when there's snow. So I'm like, oh my gosh, now I'm alone in this house, what? So I get out and shovel. And then last time, also I look out the window, my mom calls me from upstairs, and she's like, someone's shoveling our sidewalk. And we have like a big, like a corner sidewalk, so it's a lot to shovel. So we're looking, call my dad. I'm like, Dad, do you have any idea where did you pay someone to shovel? It's still the mystery. We don't know who. We're thinking it's my dad's friend who has a company and told them, since my husband's working, he sent someone over. We're thinking we have no idea. This man fully shoveled our walkway, and I say, it makes you believe in some good stuff.
Well, I think obviously the mad rush to get food is going on in the supermarkets.
Yeah. Well,
which is important. Mm-hmm. If you happen to have a medication situation.
Well, that's very important. You need to make sure that you have that, ready to go, because that's
what we do. Frankly, is I set the meds up for myself and my wife, mm-hmm. Where I start out, we have a 4-week supply, mm-hmm. and then after 2 weeks are gone, I replenish. So we always have a minimum mm-hmm. of 2 weeks.
See?
And,
prep.
Like we had Hurricane Sandy.
Yeah.
We were down without power for quite a while, mm-hmm. actually. So, and then all of a sudden you can't do anything because gas pumps are not working, when there's a storm.
Yeah.
So make sure you have gas in your car.
Yeah, because the number one important thing too is, they really, and listen, who knows? I haven't checked the latest update. I'm not sure, what they're exactly saying, for, I believe it was supposed to start Sunday, Monday. Don't quote me. It's constantly changing. Monitor that. But you really shouldn't be on the road unless like, you have to be, so I think like that's the most important is to find everything so you do not need to leave your home to stay safe and warm and
Well, little small things too, though. Maybe you do have to get out the door. Maybe if the snow gets high enough, maybe you need to have the shovel in the house.
no, you're right.
So you can at least get yourself out of the house.
We actually keep our shovel too, like right by our door.
Yeah.
So as soon as like you open the door and like you're able to like grab it, because that's a great point. Because how and then if you have like little furry friends like me, I have my furry child Easy, who's not so keen on the snow. And you have to be careful with them because listen, they have little paw, it's really dangerous for them a lot of times if it's like too cold. And so of course we're going to need to figure out how to get a path.
Well, you bring up a good point. Suppose your pet is used to only going outside.
Yeah.
And don't go in the house and not trained to use your bathroom.
Yeah, right. Which I said to Jay, is we got to work on just having Easy use the toilet,
Well, how are you going to do that? That's a good point.
Yeah, so we do in this, bless my husband, before he goes in, he'll shovel a little pathway, for the king. And this way he's like, if there's too much snow, like maybe I can make him a tunnel or something. He was getting crafty because our dog, he doesn't. He's trained to go outside. He doesn't go.
But if you didn't have a shovel in the house, you might have a problem if we do get 18 inches of snow.
I'm ready. Let's fast forward to spring, Otto. I'm really just over. But it's just really important to think of all these things because I know that listen, it's not the first time we've had this stuff, and I think you're better off being prepared and having all these things ahead of time.
And frankly, people who are home alone, who are a little older, may have a mobility issue.
Absolutely.
It is of concern.
Yeah. It's very, and even, because there's been so many things, working for the town, the town sent out a lot of winter safety things. The county's been sending out stuff too. And what is concerning, and I've actually known people that have had that issue as well, is you need to if you are going out to shovel, don't be a hero. My husband yells at me when when he's not there. He's like, take breaks, like don't, because it really can be a very dangerous thing, and people have unfortunately suffered heart attacks. So you have to just be really careful. It's certainly just a lot of
and some snow is more difficult than others. It's heavier. It's more moist. Damp.
Yeah.
Light snow is not too bad.
No.
But who knows?
I know. And that's why, it's like we can't control everything, but the little things you can control, get a bunch of, I was laughing when my mom was sending me memes this morning of, a person eating snacks, and it says watching the weather updates, and I just realized I ate all my snacks, for the for my bunkering down. So it's just easy, and
so you're fully loaded with snacks.
We're a big snack household, but then you're always this fine line because it's God forbid power goes out. You don't want everything in your fridge to go kaput. So
really, there it comes down to again building a circle of support, and that circle of support applies to weather hazards.
Yeah, you're so right. And that's good. I wonder, we don't actually have that in our circle support book, right? That should probably be like
there should be a section.
You just brought up a great point. I'm gonna write that down, Otto. I like.
Well, that's and you really have to think about that in advance.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Like, and I've worked for PI for many, many years now, and of course, you get like people who, unfortunately you don't wait, and then you're in a panic, like, what do I do now with my snow removal? So it gets really, really concerning. So it's just important to be safe. Obviously, all of our wonderful social workers and nurses have been reaching out. So now, please call 311 or 516-869-6311.
Talking about that for a minute, the nurses and social workers reaching out. What do they do?
So they call people that they know and just to remind them to say, hey, do you have medication? Do you have food in the house? If you want to do transportation, take medical or food shopping, it's Monday they're canceling rides, so have this so it's a proactive reach out. So, but Otto, we will touch upon that in the second hour because we need to take a break. After the break, we will talk with Rebecca Hoffmann, Director of Development of Special Olympics New York, all about the Special Olympics and the Polar Plunge. You're listening to Project Independence and You on LIU Public Radio.
So I get this call from my grandma, and she's like,
"What's a podcast and how much does it cost?"
So I tell her, podcasts are like radio shows, but you can download them on any device and listen to them anywhere at any time, and they're free. And then she says,
"I see, but where can you find good ones?"
And I'm like, go to wcwp.org/podcast and check out the lineup of original shows, or download any podcast app on your phone or tablet and search for LIU Studios. And she's all like,
"Oh, that sounds easy."
And then she asked me what an app is.
LIU Studios podcasts, available on any podcast app. You know, those little button things on your phone screen. Just ask your grandkids.
Welcome back to Project Independence and You on LIU Public Radio. I'm your host, Kristina Liu, along with my co-host, Otto Los. And we're going to have a wonderful interview with Rebecca Hoffmann, who's the Director of Development at the Special Olympics New York, talking all things Special Olympics and, of course, the Polar Plunge. Which makes me cold to even say it, but it is such an awesome cause, and all the rock stars who participate.
It's amazing that you're going to be doing.
I mean, Otto, we've been doing this show, Rebecca, you'll laugh, for 15 years now, and we're always promoting different events in the town, and Otto's always trying to push me to get in that Polar Plunge. So that is our running joke. I was like, oh my God, the idea of cold water is crazy. But let's start from the basics. Tell us, what is the Special Olympics?
So the Special Olympics is an amazing organization that provides children and adults with intellectual disabilities the opportunity to train and compete in 22 different Olympic-style sports. It's all opportunities that that our athletes were never given elsewhere. You never got to, see a student with Down syndrome be able to be on the basketball team, and so we're bringing unified sports to the school districts now, where they have our athletes and traditional students playing on one field together. It's teamwork. Our athletes are so capable of doing this, and it really just pushes them to be able to be included.
Can you expand a little bit on, for people who are listening, intellectual disabilities means what? Like, how do you fall into that?
So it's not a physical disability. It's like a learning disability. So it could be anything from Down syndrome to autism to any type of intellectual disability.
Right. Okay. So if I don't have those kinds of problems, and maybe I have a mobility issue, some physical problem, that's a different category.
Yes, that would be more of like the Paralympics then.
Okay.
So how would someone, get involved? Like how, like work us through, like if anyone listening knows someone or is someone, that would be interested, like how would they get involved with the Special Olympics?
So 100% to definitely reach out to our office. Our office is located in Farmingdale. And once we figure out what they're interested in, what sport they would like to play, their age group, where they live, we can absolutely set them up with a team, we could introduce them to their coach, but we have so many school teams, we have community teams, so there's really something for everybody.
Oh, that's great.
When you say school teams, in other words, like I live in New Hyde Park, so if New Hyde Park had a need to establish an intellectual disabilities team, they could do so. And they would play against other schools?
Yep, absolutely. So we're starting to have Special Olympics now within the school districts. So this gets the children to be able to be a part of something.
That's
and then
so
this way,
great.
When they graduate and they age out of the school system, then they could also join one of our community teams to keep Special Olympics going.
Wow.
Now, I read that you put them into groups according to where they fit. And
Yes.
how do you evaluate, like somebody comes and they want to get involved with the program as a participant? How do you evaluate where a person falls in terms of what grouping they may get into?
Yeah, so it's based off of their age and their ability. So if they're, 8 years old, we're not going to put them on a team with someone who's 40. So it all depends on what sport they want to play, their ability, and we go from there.
So you have people who will, that's what they kind of do. They get involved with this review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, based off of their information, and then the coach will kind of make the decision if they're, a better fit for this team or that team.
And that's what, you mentioned ages. So, like, what are the age range that you can?
So Special Olympics, to start true competition, we start at 8 years old
Yep.
and up, but we also do have a young athlete program, which is ages 2 to 7. And that just gets them introduced with sports to get them ready. So then when they're 8, they can actually start competing.
Oh, I love that. That is. And now, what types of sports? Like, what are all the
So
sports?
we have all of the Olympic sports. We have team sports and individual sports. So we have everything from bocce, tennis, powerlifting, swimming, basketball, floor hockey. So there are a lot of
That's great. So there's options. I think it's so incredibly important. And doing research for this, just seeing videos and pictures, and I think it's just huge to feel that inclusiveness. And especially, I love that it's coming in the schools, because I feel, to be a part of something that's such a part of everyone's life, and it should be that way. So it's just really.
I do have a question. You said 8 to what? Is there a lid?
There is no cutoff. Yeah.
Now, are people who are older, like our audience theoretically is older, theoretically, or they could have connections to their family,
right.
which is why they might be interested. But as far as the older part goes, how old is older? Like how many?
It's as long as the participant wants to play and be involved, then that is we have a sport, and we have something for everybody. So as long as they're willing to do it and they want to be a part of it, we absolutely include them.
Right.
That is so awesome. And like a community team. Like, so is this like, are they just all over the US? Like how?
Yeah, so Special Olympics is international. So coming up in June, we have our USA Games, which is everyone from, the United States will be competing against each other. And then we have our World Games after that. So some of our athletes will qualify, and they'll just take it to the next level.
That is so.
So it gets to be pretty heavy duty, like pretty serious.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. And where are the U.S. Games? Is it
Minnesota this year? Yeah. So they'll change locations. 4 years ago, they were in Orlando, Florida. So our athletes really and everything is completely free to them. We never charge them or their families.
Okay.
Yep. So that is the whole purpose of Special Olympics, to provide them with all these opportunities. We don't charge their families, their caregivers, the athletes, $1. So.
That's really important too, because, I think, on top of, you're just making it accessible on so many different levels, which I think is just absolutely huge to do.
Rebecca, how about your involvement? How long have you been involved with Special Olympics?
So I'm going on 11 years with Special Olympics.
Wow.
I absolutely love it, where I'm like
You
this.
started when you were 6?
I wish. I actually did my internship at Special Olympics when I was in college,
That's like
and
crushing.
I loved it. And I was like, this is for me. And it's just, there's no bad days. Every day I know I'm making a difference. I'm giving back. I'm doing something that the athletes are so thankful for. I mean, to go to work every day and they're like, thank you, and giving you hugs. You don't get that anywhere else.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't.
So once you really get to see Special Olympics and know what we offer, you're 100% bought in right away.
We didn't know Special Olympics back when I was a kid, but I actually was involved with running a boys club when I was about 16 years old. We had 200 and some odd kids in there. And I remember we had 2 kids in particular who had problems. One had like feet that wouldn't allow them to walk.
Okay.
And we made compensation back then. So we had our own Special Olympics, if I think about it.
Okay.
You had like a little
They
grass.
were allowed to play baseball on a team, and we would have a runner for them. So I know that particular individual made a big difference in their life, and I could see all these children, kids, adults, whatever. They give them meaning, purpose. They feel like they're part of the norm, if you will.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's the best part of their week, because they have to, they go to, they train 2 to 3 times a week. They have competitions on the weekend. So it just gives them something to look forward to and really try their best to succeed at.
Yeah.
And like on the flip side, so if someone's interested in, being a coach or, just volunteer, whatever it is, like what are the different opportunities to be involved in?
So everything is volunteer driven. So we could not do anything we do without our volunteers, which are coaches and assistant coaches. So depending on how much someone wants to get involved, we are always looking for assistant coaches, one-on-ones, just to be able to, help the athletes. But yeah, if anyone has an interest, please reach out to Special Olympics because we could always use the help and support.
And what's like the best phone number? What's the best contact number for you?
They can call me directly at 631-458-1579. And again, I am based out of the Long Island office in Farmingdale. So whether, someone wants to sign up their child, if they want to sign up, if they want to be a coach, a volunteer, there's always something going on. And Special Olympics is not just one day. We have something every single day of the week, which is great.
Wow. And the locations where you have this could be where? Anywhere?
We are everywhere. We are in every town. So we have things all the way from, Nassau County all the way out to, the Hamptons.
All part of
Special Olympics New York. Yeah.
Right. Okay. And your role, you're director of development.
Yes.
What does that mean?
So I do their fundraising.
Right.
So I'm doing, I raise a lot of the money so that we're able to have these, the athletes are able to have these opportunities. So I do a lot of polar plunges, fundraisers, golf outings, all throughout the year to be able to, raise the funds needed.
It's a job.
Yeah. Yes. Keeps me busy.
That's a job.
Now, do you do the polar plunge?
So I have done it 3 times.
Have you?
So yeah.
All right. So
yes.
that's, what is the polar plunge? I think, we've all heard buzz. Certainly Otto, we talk about it often because the town North Hempstead's, been partnered doing it for a while. So give us a little overview of what the polar plunge is.
Yeah. So the whole purpose is to be freezing for a reason. We're not going swimming in July because that would be boring because we all do that. But nobody goes swimming in the cold winter months. So you're going to be freezing for a reason, just like it sounds. You're going to, jump into the chilly waters. Why? To raise awareness for Special Olympics. You're doing it to promote inclusion.
And how long has that been going on, like polar plunge, like in relation to Special Olympics?
So we've been doing it for about 20 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And we've switched some locations. We've grown. Some have got bigger. Some have really taken off. But yeah, so we've been doing the town of North Hempstead one in Port Washington for over 17 years now.
Yeah.
We took a little break during COVID, but we're back and bigger than ever.
Are there any restrictions in terms of who can do this? Like, are there, maybe if you have certain obvious health problems, should you not be doing the polar plunge?
It is up to you. So if you're feeling like you're willing to do it, do it. If you're a little concerned,
Otto might be your ear, my friend.
No, I'm concerned about you.
All we hear about from doctors now is these cryology.
You guys might have been ahead of the game.
Yeah, if you're feeling a little stiff, we recommend you get in there and
cold plunges
down your joints.
Seriously, I was thinking like people who have like a pacemaker or defibrillators or.
Yeah, it's up to them to use their best judgment. But you could put your big toe in. You can go swimming and get your hair wet.
You don't have to go deeper.
No, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, no, going further. It's up to you.
Do people actually swim?
Yeah, some people, like I said, they'll go in up to their ankles. They'll call it a day. Some people say it doesn't count unless they go under and get their hair wet. So we want you to get in and out for safety. We're not going to let you sit there and swim for 20 minutes. Yeah. It is super safe. We have the fire department brings all their divers just in case someone, gets a little too cold or this, but it is 100% safe. Safety is always our first priority.
In my youth, I was a big beach goer, and I remember I would fly right in and no problem. And I know now as we go on these family vacations into a pool, it's very gradual.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's your technique. I like that.
Yeah.
That's really good. I really like that. Otto. So when is the polar plunge this go round?
So it is going to be on Saturday, February 7th at North Hempstead Beach Park in Port Washington. All the festivities, they start at 9 a.m. and the plunge, we get started at 10 a.m.
Well, everyone mark that on your calendar. I mean, I'm just like so cool thinking about it, but it's such an awesome cause. And, it's fun, right? And that's what we love to
Absolutely.
talk about on this show. But we're going to take a break. After the break, we will continue talking with Rebecca Hoffmann, Director of Development at the Special Olympics New York. And Erin Lipinsky will be joining us, Great Neck resident and top plunger, all about the Special Olympics and polar plunge. You're listening to Project Independence in You on LIU Public Radio.
Take WCWP with you wherever you go with the WCWP app. Listen live 24/7 to all of our streams, all from one app. Plus, call the studios directly from the app and visit our social media. Download the app through the iOS App Store on Apple devices or the Google Play Store on Android by searching WCWP Radio or visit WCWP.org for links. The WCWP app, available now on iOS and Android devices.
Welcome back to Project Independence in You on LIU Public Radio. I'm your host, Kristina Liu, along with my co-host, Otto Los, and we're jumping right back in with Rebecca Hoffmann, Director of Development at the Special Olympics New York, and Erin Lipinsky, who is a Great Neck resident, a top plunger, we hear. Oh, and we're talking all about the Special Olympics and polar plunge. Erin, thanks for joining us.
No problem.
So I mean, everyone seems to know you, Erin. I have to say, Otto was telling us, before the break, look, he's pulling out articles about you. You are quite known, Erin, throughout the town of North Hempstead. So tell us, how did you get involved with the Special Olympics?
Because I wanted to do it for the kids. I wanted to do it to help somebody out.
Wow, that's great. Now, what's your go-to sport?
Swimming.
Swimming. Wow. Look at you. So now, we were talking before the break. What does it feel like to do the polar plunge? Is it absolutely as cold as I think it is?
Yes, it is cold.
Just a little bit.
A little bit.
So how many years have you been doing it, Erin?
20.
20 years.
20 years.
Wow. So this is your 20th year?
My 21st year.
Wow, your 21st year.
Yes.
So it shows you can do the polar plunge.
Yes.
You're still here. So
Yes.
You didn't
Yeah,
completely
but-
freeze.
Still here.
Now, Erin, we were talking before the break about, some people, dip their ankle in, some people go under. Do you go fully under? What's your
No, I go halfway in.
Yeah, halfway?
It counts. It counts.
It can.
Like, more than I could do, Erin. Very impressive. So now you're from Great Neck. Have you always lived in Great Neck?
Always.
Oh, yeah. So you went to Great Neck schools and everything?
I helped out at my schools.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
That's so awesome. So now what else have you done with the Special Olympics?
I raised a lot of money for them.
Rebecca?
All year around. Oh my
year
God, I can't speak
round.
today. All year round. Yeah.
well, I was
He is out there
I read
promoting.
he's the number one fundraiser.
Every year.
He is.
How do you do this? How do you you've raised a lot of money?
I just do it for the kids. I don't do it for anything else.
That's what you do,
Yes.
right? Okay.
How do you do all different, besides polar plunge, what other fundraising things do you do?
I go around and raise money for the kids.
Oh, that's so great.
That's what we do.
That's great.
Yeah,
Well,
so Erin starts really all year round, but in the summer he hosts a car wash at the fire department
oh, that's so
to
cool.
kick off his fundraising efforts.
We couldn't do this one. We're going to do it this year. I couldn't find a spot to do it.
It's all right, but you just did it and you raised like $1,600 just
Yeah.
from the car wash. So that money
Wow.
Yes.
goes towards his polar plunge.
Yes.
And then he kind of just walks around and promotes the polar plunge to get
Look at you.
everyone
See,
to know
well, that's
about
why
it,
Erin, because
sponsor
everyone
it.
does know you, and I think people are just opening their wallets for Erin. I think is what's
That's
going on
true.
here.
It's
That's
working. He's going to be the 2026 top fundraiser again. So we're going to find out in 2 short weeks if he takes home number 1 again.
Wow. Now, how many years in a row has he been?
I want to say it's been like 6 or 7 now, right?
6 or 7 now.
Yeah.
Wow.
I understand. Also, you play basketball.
I used to, not anymore.
No more.
We don't have a team anymore.
Not a kid?
We tried that. It didn't work.
No.
You didn't
all right,
want
you
to
know?
do that.
Oh, you gave up, right? You
I
gave
gave
up
up.
basketball for a little bit,
gave up a little bit.
took a little break.
Yeah,
Yeah.
How long were you playing
for a
basketball?
long time.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't play basketball.
I know you
anymore.
don't. I know you don't.
I love it. Well, he's too busy now. He doesn't have time for basketball because
I'm too
clearly
busy
he's
with
got.
her.
That's right. I like that. Rebecca keeps him busy.
My coaches for years.
And basketball?
It's a good thing we have her.
Aw.
Thank you.
You were a basketball
Since she's
coach?
got 2 kids at home.
No, he calls me his polar plunge coach.
Oh, I see. Let me ask you a question.
It's like a sport.
Like if you want to go to the polar plunge, but you don't want to plunge, all right? You just
You
want
want
to
support, right?
be there, like to support or watch. Do people do that?
Absolutely. So we encourage
We
spectators
encourage
to
the people.
come
We
out.
encourage the people to come and watch.
Yeah.
I'm going to get my son and my grandsons to come and watch you.
There you go.
That's
Yeah, absolutely. And
That
I
helps.
always say if you come
We have
out,
40 people coming this year to it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
40.
we'll have more than that. 40 is what just signed up
Just signed
the
up.
other day. We'll probably have over 200 people hit the chilly waters.
Oh, that's so awesome.
But absolutely, if you are unsure, you're nervous, you're thinking about it,
I'm not unsure.
come. I say come watch it and be a part of it that way.
Yeah.
And then I guarantee next year you'll be
Yeah.
going in the water plunging. So
We'll start small. I'll like mist you with water. We'll just do like a little. We'll do a little misting.
You got nothing to say.
What goes on like
is
it
one of my
starts at
coaches here.
9 o'clock?
Yep. So we'll have a whole bunch of festivities. We'll have the radio station there
One
playing
station there
playing
again.
music. We have sponsors who will
We are sponsored all the time.
Yeah, what radio station?
WBAB will be there this year. But we'll have, people giving out hot chocolate. We'll have Texas Roadhouse there giving
Ooh.
out some free samples. We have Waterloo this year who's coming to hand out sparkling water. So we just have a lot of great community partners who want to come out and thank everyone who's plunging by, offering them some little free giveaways to, just get the party started.
Now, can the non-participants, like observers, contribute while they're there? Is there a means of collecting money, like a fundraiser?
Absolutely. So we'll be collecting donations the entire time. So
The whole
any,
entire time when we collecting donations.
yeah. So every dollar helps. So if you're
Every dollar
coming
helps
out,
this kid.
yeah,
Aw.
make a
You
donation.
know what, Otto?
and-
We could maybe do like the cheerleading team for the Polar Plunge. That might be.
I'm
we could-
seriously going to
Yeah.
make a 98% effort
Yeah.
to get there.
Well, that's great, and you could be our man on the street. Listen,
And
I like
I'd
that.
be really, really enthused if you would
All right,
go.
listen, don't tempt me with a good time because I have been intrigued. I'm not gonna lie. I've been intrigued by like the cold plunge.
Have you?
Yes, because I just keep seeing all these benefits.
What would
right?
it take to push you over the
Right?
edge?
I mean, Erin would love if you hit the chilly waters with him. So, right, Erin?
I'm
You-
leaving,
you
we
should
have
plunge,
one.
right?
I'm leaving Dan out of this. He could,
I mean, Dan wears shorts. He could totally do it. Dan wears shorts in the winter. He could totally do
All right, I
it.
think we got 2 new plungers today.
I like
Jennifer couldn't make it today because she's warned about the storm this weekend.
Oh,
Oh.
the town of North Hempstead supervisor,
Oh,
Jennifer
yes.
DeSena, she plunges
Yeah,
every
she
single
does.
year with us.
And I have, Jennifer, she's
Well,
been
she's been on,
supervisor.
yeah.
Jenna's been on the show multiple times, and she always brings up the Polar Plunge.
Aw.
And she's quite a trooper with it. So I'm glad. Hopefully, there's no snow. No, if there is snow, does it get rescheduled? How does that work?
No,
Or do you guys still?
as long as the water conditions are safe, we plunge.
No.
Like I said, safety is our first priority always. But as long as the water conditions are safe to go in, we go in. Rain, snow.
What?
Well,
Oh,
no,
God, Erin.
If the water conditions are good, we're going.
Yeah.
That's the time we go.
That's
Look at
right.
you. You're so tough, Erin. Tougher than me.
Is everybody running it? I mean, I've witnessed from far away, but
We run in, we run out. That's the whole idea.
That's right.
Why we do it.
you bring your own blankets or are they?
No.
You just have your towels ready.
Yeah, but towels ready, that's about it.
Yeah. Oof.
I know. I'm literally feel cold inside. You are so tough, and it's just such like an awesome. And once again, so if people listening want to get involved, there's still time if they
You
want to
can
be.
still get involved in it. You can still give us a donation if you want.
Cool. All right.
Absolutely. Yep. So anyone who's thinking about, they want to sign up, they want to come check it out, just go online to polarplungeny.org. You can pick the Polar Plunge. You can sign up, and it has all the event information.
It has all the event information on it.
Like tomorrow, I looked, it's going to be 14 degrees tomorrow.
Don't tell them that.
Well, you know what?
We
It
still have
could
2
get
weeks.
It could get warmer February 7th. Who knows?
And you know what? It's a true polar plunge, so it makes
True
it
polar plunge,
that
yeah.
much more exciting.
That's why they call it a polar plunge. That's
Now,
the whole idea why we do this.
Yeah.
It is a polar plunge in the cold.
Erin, does it get easier each year that you do it? Does it seem a little easier, or is it still
I think
a
it would
jolt
get
to the
harder.
system?
Let me go to answer that question.
Erin does a great job. So I think the excitement is still always, it's a little like
I never
your
do
adrenaline's
because
going.
I can't answer that question.
It's a little nerve wracking, but it's exciting.
Yeah.
exciting for her. She's a great coach.
It's very exciting.
Oh, she's
She's
like
been
this.
doing it
Oh,
for
that's
21 years
exciting.
with me. We're going to keep her.
Absolutely.
Aw.
Last year we raised over $70,000.
That's so
And this year we are on track to beat that, to be like record breaking. So we just need everyone to come out, support it, whether they're plunging, whether they're donating. But we're excited to make that
You can
final
donate
announcement.
today if you want.
I like that.
You know,
There you
to
go.
me, I-
See, and this is why he's the top fundraiser for that reason right there.
The hard part
You
for
can-
me would be when you get out, like especially if it's a little windy out.
Oh my God, stop!
You
I
know?
can't. I know.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
why you'll have your friend there holding
Yep.
a towel for you. You
I'm
grab,
doing
Ow.
work
you
for the Tom.
grab that towel and
That's
you're
why
running.
I'm
Otto's
here.
like, I'm gonna need a heated blanket. Otto has a whole list of things he's
You
gonna
need like
need.
a tent with a thermal heater in it.
You know what it is, though? I think, too, like what Rebecca was saying, is that the adrenaline and it's so much excitement. And you're also feeding off everyone like around you that's like just, and it's such a wonderful cause. And listen, we were talking, it's so beneficial for you, these cold plunges.
You guys can donate today if you want.
I love it. So great. So once again, that is on Saturday, February 7th, beginning at 9 a.m. at
Registration's
Northampton.
at 9.
Oh, there you
Week
go.
1 to 10.
Boom. See, we have the whole schedule from Erin. I like the whole breakdown. Of
And
it
then
all.
when it's over, it's over. Everybody.
It's all about, what time do you usually have? Like 10:30, 11?
Yeah, 10:30ish.
10:30,
usually.
11.
Then it ends.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
everyone kind of just wants to go home and take a hot shower, put on some sweats, and just call it a day.
I could imagine.
It's so awesome.
No,
So-
I can't even imagine.
Well, you know what, Otto? I don't know. We might have to make a pact together. We're gonna have to figure this
Mhm.
out here. But once again, if you want to get involved, you can call Rebecca directly at 631-458-1579.
Is this?
We were thinking about doing a fundraiser, too. I
Oh.
spoke to somebody on the phone yesterday.
Perfect.
Someone
See?
else. They said they'll do one for us.
Perfect. See? Erin's always got something.
See,
something in the
I like
hopper.
it. You
I
heard
love
it here
it.
first. He's moving and shaking over here.
Perfect. All right.
They said they want to do one.
All right. See? I love
Good.
it.
See, Rebecca
love
just got some wonderful news on air. So once again, the Polar Plunge, Saturday, February 7th. You have to go support Erin, who keep him as the top fundraiser. That's going to
We
be our
got to
mission.
top fundraiser.
Love it.
I don't look back at anybody right now.
Number one.
This kid doing behind
Cruising
me.
ahead.
Weird. I've been doing it for 21 years.
And you're going to keep that title.
Well, you're
Gotta
doing
keep that
great.
title.
That's right. We're going to keep that
A
title. We
lot to
might.
be proud
Well,
of.
if we have her, we're going to keep the title.
Aw.
Teamwork. Teamwork.
Well,
Erin.
that's the
Couldn't do it
wonderful
without
message.
you.
And I could already tell
You
that
know
you guys
what?
are
It's
an awesome
things
team.
like this that make this world good.
Absolutely.
All
We
right.
make this better every year.
That's what we're
As
looking
long as
for.
we have the team to keep coming,
Yeah.
we're trying to get more schools into it.
Yeah.
I
been on
think
the
that's
phone
great.
with
My
Brenda.
daughter's a social worker and
I've been on the phone with Brenda
my
Goldstein
Oh,
now.
okay.
she'd
trying to
be
get them to
good
come.
She's
I'm working in the right
she's
direction.
like you guys.
I'm
Awesome.
still waiting for an answer.
Well, I love it. So
From
I
their
want to.
principal.
I want to thank you both. Everyone, sign up. You can volunteer, you could show support, you could be a plunger. There's so many different ways to get involved. I want to thank Rebecca Hoffmann, Director of Development at the Special Olympics New York, and Erin Lipinsky, Great Neck resident and top plunger. He's going to hold his title and all the wonderful things they're doing with the Special Olympics and Polar Plunge. You're listening to Project Independence and You on LIU Public Radio.
WCWP is your home for great music and great conversation. You'll find Find all that and more on WCWP.org. Listen live on the web, check out the lineup, subscribe to podcasts, and stay up to date on the latest station events. Get in touch with us and let us know if you like what you're hearing. And find out how you can support or get involved at the only community public radio station serving Nassau's North Shore. Plus, sign up to get a free bumper sticker. It's all online at WCWP.org.
Welcome back to Project Independence and You. We're doing all things talk of the town, what's going on in the community, and what's happening in our lives, Otto. I mean, we've been apart for so many weeks now. There's just so much we're going to need to discuss. But we had an awesome first half of the show. We had on Rebecca Hoffmann and Erin Lipinsky, who is a Great Neck resident. He's a top plunger. Rebecca, of course, works for the Special Olympics New York, and we had a really good time, a lot of laughs, and more importantly, we got to showcase the awesome work they are doing. And I really hope that the Special Olympics gets involved in schools more. I mean, we learned a lot. I had no idea that it was in schools, so that was really, really cool.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, because I think, sports are such an important part of so many children's lives in schools. So I think having, the ability that everyone, can join is really, really cool. And then they're so open to all different options and stuff.
Well,
so cool.
I think there's multiple reasons for the school part of it. That people who have the intellectual disability are able to participate. But I also think it's important for people who do not have intellectual disabilities to realize and accept people who have that.
Yep.
It's what you have. You're born with this, and it's nobody's fault. So just be thankful you're not in that category.
No,
the flip side of that is a lot of people, like Erin, makes very well do with what he is working with.
And I just love Erin is the top fundraiser, and he's been holding that title for so long, which is really just which I love, and he's committed to it. And I like the attitude. He said he is not afraid of who's by. He's just focusing on moving ahead himself. He's not worried about anyone coming to take his title. So that was my and a shout out to Supervisor DeSena, who gets in that water every year. And I've seen the video proof of it too. Yeah. So it's really, really wonderful. Once again, Saturday, February 7th.
Sitting in this room.
I had to laugh, Otto, because I was literally, we talk about, I'm like, why am I cold right now? Like, just picturing this. But
imagine sitting here with a bathing suit.
I want to be like, is there a full wetsuit? And there's people like, they're just in like it's summertime. I mean, I would need like a lot of.
I really find it hard to believe that anybody can go into, especially like a day like tomorrow, 14 degrees, and you're going to go into water.
Listen, I have a lot of friends who do the cold plunge, and have like these devices at home, like that looks like essentially like a giant bathtub outside.
Really?
Yeah. It's impressive. With
no fundraising.
No, this is just for health. This is like fully health purpose.
What kind of health?
It's because it's like a very big thing now, and like don't quote me on it, but I have seen it a lot, and I've heard people talking about the benefits. I've watched Mark Wahlberg talk about it many times. But my friend, and it was making me so cold because I saw on his Facebook it popped up, and like I said, it looks like picture like a hot tub outside, but it's not hot. It's just like that, and it was a block of ice. And then I see him banging, the block of ice to, break it up so he's able to go in there, and jumps in, goes underneath, and then is looking at his watch because it's like for a certain amount of time, like each person does it. And I was freezing watching this, and it was just.
You didn't do it.
I did not. I was just watching on Facebook. I did not do it, but I do want to try it. My brother and I have talked about this multiple times, so there will be a time that I will be able to come back on this show and report that I tried it.
Oh, okay.
So.
And then after that, it'd be the polar plunge.
And then watch out, Erin. I might
Sky's the
limit. Right. But really cool. Saturday, February 7th, beginning at 9 a.m. They also said that it just depends on the water conditions. Even if there is snow on the ground, which bless their hearts, will still go in there and do it. So really, really committed.
I'm really going to make an effort.
I think it'd be fun to bring your grandkids. I think that's really, really cool. So Definitely highly recommend people check it out. Donate any way that you can and just support. I think too with all these plungers, it's so great to have people who are spectators and supporting you on the sidelines to get you excited to certainly jump in the water, get you amped up for that. So
Well, I think you encourage each other.
yeah.
If they have 200 people who are doing this polar plunge,
Right.
that's a lot of people. Yeah,
Absolutely. So really, really cool.
You encourage each other.
That's right. I think maybe we could just be there, with signs. It's like, go team. That's
But
more
even
my
just
feet.
putting your foot in, like they said, some people,
You can't even just putting that big toe in's a little overwhelming.
can you wear a fur-lined coat when you put your foot in?
I couldn't look at Otto's face when they say, yeah, you just come out and you have people have towels. Towels. I couldn't even.
More than a towel.
I love it, but just really cool. And I love that North Hempstead's been doing this for, 17
Well, it's a
years.
great
now.
organization.
Yeah.
I was reading that it was started back when by Shriver, Eunice Kennedy Shriver, I think it is, a couple of years ago now.
Wow.
But it's great. It's positive stuff.
Absolutely. It's the good stuff. And that's our favorite thing. It was felt good to be back on the show and to be promoting such a wonderful cause. So everyone, you can call 311 or 516-869-6311 if you would like more information or to get connected in any way, because we have all of that. Next week's show, we are going to have on Katie Stoll, who is the Assistant Director of Long Island Crisis Center, and Danny Silverstein, who is the 988 Director for all of Nassau County. And they're going to be talking about their organization, Long Island Crisis Center. So I'm really glad to showcase them too, and I say this all the time, but I'll say it again because it's 2026 now. We're so fortunate on this show to be able to showcase these incredible organizations like the Special Olympics that we had on, earlier. And you can tell that the people involved are so meant to be, in what they're doing. Rebecca from the Special Olympics said she interned there and then just fell in love. And, I think that's really a testament to these awesome organizations that are on Long Island.
Doing
which is
good
really cool.
things.
Yeah. And it's important to showcase because, we say this, we are so inundated with negative news most days. So the idea that we have a platform where we're able to showcase all the wonderful positive things and people doing great work is really special to me. So certainly listen next week. And of course, if you ever miss any of our shows, you could always watch us on North Hempstead TV. And then you could also check us out on the WCWP YouTube page, which is my favorite because I'm constantly sending those links around to everyone.
You make me think about the positive and negative idea of what goes on in the planet, on the planet. There is a lot of negative and it gets a lot of attention and it's very hard to avoid. And you don't want to walk around like a person who's oblivious to what is going on. And you really have to work there's so much more positive that goes on. The problem is the negative is up in the upper level and you can't get away from it. But there's so much that goes on that's positive.
Yeah.
And I guess all of us kind of have to learn to block out what we can't do much about.
Yeah.
No,
and I think, we've talked about it, a lot of times. It's certainly hard to avoid it in this age of social media. You're constantly inundated with these kind of things. So it's important to, as you said, figure out ways, set boundaries for yourself. I personally scroll right past that type of stuff. So I really think that it's important.
Well, the positive is Project Independence.
That is positive, but I want to promote some events that are coming up.
So what are you going to talk about next hour?
I know. Well, we have. I've got a lot to talk about. I mean, please, me and Otto's chatting will be quite. Otto was trying to jump the gun and get into our thing, which is for our other half-hour show. But everyone, I want you to remind you, if you want to join the Project Independence e-newsletter, that comes out once a month. It's the Bible, we call it in our office. And it's such a great tool. It has all different Project Independence programs, and on top of that, Town of North Hempstead programs too. So all you got to do is call 311 and give me your email address, and we will get you on there. We have such there's a huge amount now. I think there's up to 6,000 or something people on it. But we had a really great initial article, and it's all about New Year and physical wellness, emotional and mental wellness, and social wellness too. So it's really great tips and all kinds of things that you could use year round, because it's not just, we laugh in January, everyone has all these wonderful high hopes of, resolutions and all these things. But I think it's important to carry it through, certainly throughout the entire year. So please sign up for that newsletter, because it's a great way for you to stay connected to everything. And the amount of phone calls I have to say that I get with people saying, I do not get the e-newsletter, there are so many. So
how do they know that they don't get
because I think they're friends. I think it's word of mouth. I really do.
If you don't get
I
it,
really
can you tell somebody?
No, I do, because the Pioneer, that's how, it always are. People, when they don't get the Pioneer, like the amount of calls that I get, people are,
Really?
And I said, I'm sorry, it's only twice a year. People think it's more often. They're missing out.
3 times, right?
No, twice. Yeah, twice. Yeah. So, and I do think, it's a great tool, because all of our programs, it's like hot off the press, information. So, of course, our exercise programs are in there. So a lot of times people are saying like, well, I didn't see it, in the newsletter. So, and also if you need, you do not absolutely have no way of getting, an email, you can always call 311 and I could make sure to send you a hard copy. So, but that's only if you absolutely have no way to get it, because my
if you look at the newsletter, physical wellness, mental and emotional wellness, social wellness, these are all things that Project Independence strives to touch.
Absolutely.
And make better for people.
Yeah. No, and it's and I have to say, it's all things that we've touched upon on our show, Otto. We have our finger on the pulse. Is really it. But it's important. It's so cold. We were talking about in the first hour right now, if you're listening to us live. So it's important to kind of find ways to, keep your physical activity up and your mental and emotional wellness. It's a tough time for people winter, seasonal depressions are real things. So I think it's important to get connected any way that you can. And the best way to do that is to connect to Project Independence by calling 311 or 516-869-6311. You're listening to Project Independence and You, Talk of the Town on LIU Public Radio.